Hey, this is Rucus, and I just got back from seeing the last Indiana Jones film ever. So, Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny just came out, and I saw it, and I want to do a review on it because this is a pretty big deal since I'm such a big fan of the original Indiana Jones films. Not so much Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, but the first three are really good. And, well, not really the second one either, but, the third and the third one are really good. The second and fourth one are like, okay. But what about this one? Well, I thought it was good and better in some places than the fourth film, but in others, it kind of missed the mark. Anyway, to start, I'll talk about the story. So the film starts in 1945 at the end of the war, and Indiana Jones, Henry Jones Jr., got captured by the Nazis, and he's trying to find something with his friend, but then he ends up not finding anything, so... Anyway, he meets some doctor guy, who he kills, or he thinks he kills, but he comes back in the beginning of the film later on. But then it cuts forward immediately to 1969, where he is about to retire, the day of the moon landing, for some reason. I guess they put the moon landing there for, like, a significant, like, reference to what time it is. But I don't think it really matters that much. It doesn't really play any attention into the story, other than the fact that there's a big parade at the beginning. But, yeah, he retires, and then he meets his friend's daughter, who is also his goddaughter, and... he finds out that she's finding the same thing that he was looking for back in 1945 because his dad was trying to find it and he went insane because of it. So anyway, she's also wanted by the guy from the beginning of the film. He has like his cronies that are trying to capture her because she has what they want. And then they go into like this massive chase, and then Indiana Jones is wanted for murder because he caused a massive problem in the parade. Even though, I don't know why they thought he was wanted for murder, because he had nothing to do with it, really, but, that's it. Anyway, they off go on to, like, an adventure trying to find this thing, and that's it. I won't say any much more than that, because I don't want to spoil too much, but that's basically the beginning of the film and the main plot. You may think that, oh yeah, this is just going to be the same thing all over again. It's just a massive, like, just a random item. But at the end of the film, they do kind of go into what the item actually is and how it's different to the other items in other Indiana Jones films. So yeah, I think it's a bit more unique than the base plot gives it credit for. But other than that, the actual film itself, I kind of thought it had cool moments, but, like, a lot of the film kind of felt boring and, like, bland, and I had to sit through it, and I didn't really think it was that interesting. Like, there was a segment they were, like, underwater, and I was just getting bored by it. But yeah, other than that, like, there is some really cool moments, like the parade part where he's on the horse, which is also in the trailer. I thought that was really cool, that whole scene. And then there's a scene at the end, which is really cool. But then there's also scenes in, like, the middle part, which are just very boring and very slow. Like, in the original Indiana Jones films, there wasn't any real slow parts, or even when there was, there are still pretty good parts in the film. Like, they were still interesting to watch. But in this film, it's kind of like there's nothing interesting happening. It's just a lot of random talking. And speaking of the characters themselves, the woman in it is really annoying, and I don't know if she's meant to be unlikable or not, or if they're just trying to make her seem better than she is. But I found her extremely annoying and just getting everything messed up, just ruining everything. And I don't understand why they made her out to be like that, because, I mean, Indiana Jones says it himself that she's just fucking useless, but... yeah, she's really annoying. I don't know what they were planning with her, like, if she's meant to be annoying or not. I guess she is, kind of, because Indiana Jones is kind of like... There's also other characters, like, she has this friend who is just there for no reason. I don't know. He doesn't really do much, he's just there. And then he also has old friends. One of them was, like, somebody, I had no idea who it was, but, like, there was, like, a sea captain guy. I didn't really understand who that was. Maybe I'm just misremembering. But I don't remember him in any other Indiana Jones film. And then, as you can tell from the last film, he marries someone, Marion, but she doesn't really appear in the film, except for, like, a few parts throughout. She has a picture in, like, the beginning of the film, and they are divorced because of something that happened, which I'm not going to say what, because it will be a spoiler, but something happened to them that made them split up. But it's also very convenient at the same time, so you kind of get... Once you see it, you'll understand it, and you'll understand why they did it, and it makes it very obvious what happened. But as for the music is as great as ever. There's a lot of familiar tunes in it, but there's also new music that is, like, wound into it. That also sounds very natural. And then there's very good sound effects and music and audio. The audio is really good, and the cinematography is good. Like, the graphics of the parade, they all look very well done. The lighting is very good and stuff like that. It definitely feels like an Indiana Jones film in terms of the cinematography and stuff like that. But there isn't many, like, cool, like, scenes, like, you know, when they're, like, digging in the desert. There's no, like, cool, like, silhouette scenes like that. But overall, the cinematography is pretty good, I think. The other thing I thought was good was the writing. Overall, there was a few, like, cringy lines in it, mostly from the woman, but for Indiana Jones, the lines are pretty fine. There wasn't anything, like, too forced or anything. It just felt natural to him. Like, I felt like it was the same character as the other films. It didn't feel anything too different, which is good. Because some other characters, like in The Last Jedi, Luke feels like nothing like the original character. But in this, he feels pretty much the same as he was in the old films, which is good. But maybe some people will disagree with that. But I didn't think he felt any different to, like, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. He felt like an old man. Which I guess, yeah. I don't think that's hard to do, but you know. In terms of the CGI, it all felt very realistic. Nothing felt out of place. There might have been like a few noticeable green screen things in there, but overall it looked very up to date and real. But that's going to do it for my review. I really did like the movie, but I also found it a bit boring and slightly soulless. I wouldn't say it's like as soulless as like the other Disney films, but I still think it's a bit soulless, and it doesn't really... There's a bit of pacing problems with it. Like, there's a bit of scenes that just go on for way too long. But if they made it like an edited version that's a bit shorter, then I think this film would be a lot better. But overall, I think this film is good. But it doesn't... I don't know how it's going to fare, like, later on when I've seen it multiple times. Because the reason I like the original films is because I've seen them so many times. And it's hard to say with this first impressions because I've only seen it one time. So I guess I'll see how it goes after. But I'm going to see it a couple more times over the coming, like, years or so. I might go see it again soon. Well, that's going to do it for today. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.